Welcome back. We're Chris and Jen, a couple of hardworking Canadians who love a good time and can also be a little goofy. Where we live, it gets really cold in the winter with a ridiculous amount of snow. We own a boat and dreamt of a place we could enjoy it year-round. Her name is Now Playing. After a crazy amount of research, we found Belize. We bought 5 acres, and after realizing it had no road access, we ended up buying another 6. We fell in love with the area, and Hopkins Village is the friendliest place in Belize, and we are just a few minutes away up a river close to the beautiful Caribbean. We brought Now Playing 3,800 miles to her new home. It was the adventure of a lifetime. What a major step toward our dream.
After a long time away for various reasons, mainly trying to pay off the trip down with Now Playing, we were finally back. We had lost our crew over the last 6 months, so we hired a new guy and started clearing the road in again. We spent the first week working our way in and finally made it to the garden. As you can see, the growth in the 2 years is nuts. It was almost out of control. Now that we were cleared and staked again, we hooked up with Joe, who owns an excavating company, and with the help of his amazing operator Freddie, we started the daunting task of raising this property, creating a 1,200-foot driveway and making sure we fixed the horrible drainage. All right, this is from the corner of the easement. This will all be pond. Freddie's kicking ass. So right down through those trees, almost in the middle there, is the property line between us and Don. Again, this will all be pond. And you can see right behind Freddie the fresh fill that he's putting, that is the road. Having done major earth moving like this back on our property in Canada years ago, I knew what we needed to do. You have to start by creating the best access to as much of the property as possible for the trucks and big machines, or they will just get stuck all the time. We started scraping the dry topsoil off the top and using it to create roads to improve access, and even raise the low areas so they will drain and hopefully eventually dry. The next step was to define the ponds and ditches so Freddie could dig when I'm not there. Hopefully we could make progress with me not on site. Yeah, right. Things go from looking clean to messy all the time, as once you have used the dry material, you have to pile up the wet stuff and let it dry. I bet we have had to stockpile the wet material and let it sit at least 20 times, and it needs a month or longer before you can haul it to other areas and spread it. Creating the ponds and roads was super exciting for me, as I could start to make my vision a reality. We continued for days, working the land as much as we could to improve everything. The amount of work a skilled operator in an excavator can accomplish is amazing. What a week. We did an incredible amount of work and I was exhausted. My days start at 5 a.m. and stop at dark with no breaks, on my feet the whole time in August, in Belize, which is insanely hot. I had 5 minutes to relax and then it was off to the airport to pick up some friends. Saw this on the way. Man, you gotta love Belize.
Look who's here. It's Johnny and Darla. They flew down for a visit to check out what we had going on. We did some touristy things like horseback riding, which was so much fun. The weather held off and everyone had a blast. Emily looked like a pro, like she had been riding her whole life. Chris and Johnny spent every minute they could fishing and doing other activities that aren't appropriate for this video. We also went for an amazing hike to Coxcomb Basin, which is the first jaguar preserve in the world, and it's huge. Over 128,000 acres and 150 square miles. We hiked up one of the mountains for some spectacular views and even stopped for a swim at a waterfall. It's amazing and only 15 minutes from Cocodona. We had planned on taking the boat out, but had a major issue that if we didn't act fast, she would have sunk. Ah, boating. Next time, I promise.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And for more real-time updates, check us out on social media.